He called to tell me he got a ride home. I've been manifesting lately. I lately been manifesting a car because right now we can't afford a car, but I have faith that eventually, with enough manifesting, I'll be able to afford a car and pay all my bills. So that's where I'm at in my life. But now that I'm in better health, I feel that I'm able to talk longer and do a little more. And maybe this is why this other realm wants me alive, also. Because I feel that this other realm knows when they want something said and done. So I do feel this also. But once I get a couple people on the stream, we'll talk more about this because it seems like it should be a topic well more explained. So since I only had 30, we'll see if we can get those 30 and maybe a couple more back. Okay, I'm gonna go hit me a puff here. Oh, God. I'm just waiting for someone to come on before I get in conversation again. So, whoever's out there, I'm here and I'm waiting. I'm just getting me a little bit of buzz on. My ears starting to feel better. Oh, I got some viewers. I told you guys I'd be back. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. I was getting a little bit of my weed in me. I am a pothead. I am. That's why I have deep thoughts. Oh, that's funny. I'm not one of those. I'm sorry. I know there's some people that really like to get naked on Instagram and the other side of Facebook, but that's not me. But thank you for finding me attractive enough to do that because I don't find myself that attractive. I just see myself as a creature on this earth. So I thank you. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. I'm not offended. I really do. But no, I'm my as my friends put me, tell me I'm very Victorian. I'm 50. I've lived a half a century. I feel that I should be dead, but I'm not. Can you? What does this say? Oh, you're funny. What's up with this whistling thing? Is this like a sexual thing now these days? The whistling? This is like the third time I heard about this whistling. I don't know. Every generation has a different sexual gesture all the time. I've noticed that being a writer. Well, thank you. My sons tell me I look 80, so if you go by what my sons tell me, you would think I look like I'm a dinosaur because that's what your kids will tell you. So, I'm from Ohio, where Machine Gun Kelly and all the different people have come from that they always thought Ohio was dead. So, I'm from Ohio. I did grow up in Cleveland though, Cleveland, Ohio. I grew up in Cleveland when it wasn't so bad. 20 years ago everything was better, but I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. And then I moved up to the suburbs, so but I have a love for Cleveland, Ohio. I do. And that's why I want to open up a shelter down there. A rescue, actually, more than just a shelter. I want to open a rescue shelter altogether, a whole rescue thing. Like these Dogs for Family have going on. Instead of like, I mean, they're wonderful. They're like the best people. I listen to them every day on YouTube. I even rewatch some videos because I think they're just the best humanitarians. But I guess I'm into I guess literally, I think that my shelter, since it seems like I have a different vibe than Dogs for Families, should be more cool. Because eventually, I want to get my book. I'm trying to get a hold of this damn laptop my son's supposed to bring, or I'm just gonna go ahead and buy a new one. It's not even that big of a deal. It'll take me a month or two, but I feel like since I have a different kind of vibe than them, I need to bring in the money from the shelter through literature and live streaming. And eventually I would like to start. Am I doing yoga? No, I had a friend that gave me Mickey Mouse pants. And they said that and nobody wanted them because they said they looked childish, but I said I love Mickey Mouse. And I had a top to match it, so I said why not wear it when I'm live streaming? Because I don't think you're ever old enough to not like Mickey Mouse. I've been to Disney World 4 times. And it's the happiest place on earth. And I don't know any other place on this earth that's happy as Disney World. And I do manifest going back there soon, but I need a car. So the minute I save up enough to get a car, I'm saving up for Disney. Oh, I don't know. I hope so. I mean, maybe the universe likes me. That's the only way I can describe it. I mean, I don't know. I don't really do anything but just lotion. And I don't really have that much makeup on. I had some dark circles under my eyes and I have a little makeup on, but I really didn't put a ton of makeup on. I really did not. I don't really do a lot with my personal appearance. A lot. It's just over here, I try to look a little nicer and put at least some lipstick and eyeshadow on. But I look like this at work. I actually have the same hairstyle from yesterday because sometimes if I already have my hair done, I just take a quick shower and I just leave my hair like it is. Especially if I'm working multiple days. So this is just, I am how I am. I started over here on YouTube because my streams don't get shut down. Everybody would flirt with me over on Facebook all the time, and I have no problem with the flirting. It is what it is. And now here comes my TV back on. Okay. But anyways, they'd flirt with me all the time, and and literally, if I didn't go on a WhatsApp app or whatever, they would flag my stream, and then it would be done. and I wouldn't have a stream anymore. And it would make me sad, honestly. So I just you put all this effort to putting makeup on and trying to find outfit that matches and looks halfway decent, and then your whole stream comes down and it's terrible. So then I went over to Instagram, and they didn't shut my streams down, and it was fun. I did like my Instagram streaming. I want to say it was the less stressful out of all of them. I used to see over here was like the ocean, and I didn't know if I would like streaming over here. And I remember I'll share the story with my last stream on Facebook. And I remember I did get a lot of views on it too, but I was my friend. I had other friends that were live streamers that supported me too, and I have my groups and I sponsor them because I feel if anybody takes effort in this world to do something to better themselves that doesn't cost money, but in the long run could be a career, you should support them. So there was this one live streamer, and I used to go on there and I would get shitty views all the time. Sometimes I get a lot of people, but mostly it was just people flirting with me trying to take down my stream. This is how it went all the time. And then live going, my button opened up over here when I was over on Instagram, and then I went over to Facebook because I figured he'd pop in my stream. And anyways, when I did that, and he told me I was a good live stream, and I said it's like the ocean over there on YouTube. I was like, they're so professional. And honestly, you look at these videos, everybody looks so beautiful, and they got their whole lives together, and you see this expensive house and all this stuff. And I'm in a struggle. I mean, this is true shit here. Yeah, I could do that. But yeah, I would been going through the struggle, and I see all these important people. I mean, Wiz Khalifa is over here, and Jelly Roll, and all these people, and I'm like, if anything, I'm like pond scum, and I was like, and I didn't even, I felt intimidated coming over here, so intimidated. Oh my god, it was horrible. And Live Going told me I was a good live streamer, and I should just relax. And he supported me through it, and he's one of the few live streamers over there now that for some reason being over here has given me popularity on Facebook itself. My groups, I'm getting more people in them, and it's scary. But yeah, that was the story. But the stream before I start my first stream over here for okay, sue me or some can I get a reading of what I improve my performance on my upcoming exams? Oh, your school grades. They got some fancy words for that. We used to call that your grades when I was in Catholic school. Everything was different in Catholic school. I went to Catholic school for 12 years. So, and Catholics make the best witches. This is a true statement here. They really do. Because it's such an afflicted religion. Between witchcraft is so heavy in Catholic religion. It's heavy. That's why I've I've studied Roman Catholic ways for 12 years, and I that's probably why I'm a tarot reader, because they dabble in dark arts and make dark energy good all the time, but they say it's evil. But if you could tap into dark energy and turn it around, it's actually a gift. It really is. But a lot of Catholics will disagree with you on this. And then that Catholics were the ones that burned witches, and they're the ones that created them because they tapped into that dark energy. But yeah, that's a rich history. I love history. But your exams, you're in a new moon. in Aquarius. And yeah, we all know it's a love card. I get it. And in many circles it is. But it doesn't always have to be romantic love. Bring like I'm seeing that you're in an Aquarius cycle where you love your profession. This love card is representing that you love what you do and you care about what you do. And I sense it's of some medical descent, which is good because all of us people in the medical, we need to heal the world. We have to. Because this world is full of chaos and torment and sickness, and mentally and physically. And it's showing you're a really good person, honestly. And that's good because the universe will give you good karma if you're a good person. If you're not a good person, that's when this karma and you get multiple repeats. But anyways, you're a very good person, so you got this. And you're surrounded with this exam with a fixed moon and a full moon in Scorpio. And those aren't bad. And a fixed moon is like a manifestation card. It just means hold your vision. You know, don't let whatever you're envisioning for your life. You have a lot of positive energy. I feel it. Aquarius is a very positive card. Too many negative cards mean you got to switch around bad energy, and that takes a minute. And there's no bad energy here. You got a fixed moon, like I said, which means keep manifesting your goal, I guess, type thing. And you're also surrounded by a full moon Scorpio, which is they're saying like release negativity, but that's could be self doubt. So I'm actually seeing there's going to be a part of this exam where it's going to be almost to where you think that you're going to get a bad grade. And there was a question that got misinterpreted. You have a question that was misinterpreted, but I feel because you're a good person and the universe wants you to do this job. Actually, I'm actually picking up, and you're going to benefit society doing this and achieving your goals. So the Dux is showing me you are going to get good grades, but there might be some news of a delay and you get worried. But this full moon in Scorpio just means release your self doubt. So yeah, I do see you getting good grades. You're not going to get top of the class. I do see that. There's no top of the class coming, but you're not at the bottom. You're kind of maybe middle. I want to say upper middle, if you want to say that. And maybe a little upper than upper little eventually. Because it is hard. I held a 3.5 grade point average when I was doing medical assisting. And it used to frustrate me in every exam because I would study, I get all this stuff right, and you'd have this one super student that would make the curve so high. Everybody else was like, damn. And the curve went up so much, so our scores got lower. And I could have got on this one exam an A plus, but I ended up getting a B minus because of this valedictorian that used to change the curve and used to make it go up, up, and up. And you would have had to been damn near perfect to keep up with her. So I get it, but someone's going to set your curve up for this exam. And it's going to make you kind of think that you don't want to do the career you want to do. And I've had one of these, and it's that perfect person that's beautiful, way more beautiful and successful than you, and usually has families with a little more money than yours, which I've been there. But in the end, they are going to get a little more ahead, but at the same point, you're gonna get a little further, and people like that usually fall behind because they're if you don't have a realistic view of the world, sometimes the world kind of shows itself. And these people that are Victorians and all that that don't keep an open mind and get a big head, they usually fall first. And when they fall first, the people that were right behind them that they kind of said, I'm better than you, I'm smarter than you, these are the people that persevere and rise to the top. So it's always the underdog in the end. And you, my friend, are like me. You're technically a little bit of an underdog, but you're gonna win this battle, and you're gonna have a good percentages, and in the end, you're gonna rank very well, and you're going to get the job you want and finish out the schooling. So keep the good, happy positivity because there needs to be more people like me in the world. Because I can't be live streaming and doing stuff like this until I'm dead, and I don't know what kind of impact I can have by myself. That's why I try to save these animals, and I'm thinking about co-oping. Maybe I can get a bunch of people in the music industry. Maybe Wiz Khalifa or somebody I could, get advertisements or whatever if he wants to help an animal or it could be anybody, and we could all help. Why not? It doesn't matter if, whatever your profession is, anybody can help anybody. Yeah, you can ask your question. All right. Well, I hope I helped my friend with exam. I have been through college a couple times, and I get it. I'm doing well since you talked about helping people is completely. Oh, you're welcome. You are. I get it. I've been through school. I've been to college a couple times, and even though my parents have money, there's always that one family that has more money than your family. I had to go to Kmart on a blue light special, but I still went to the same school. I honestly went to the same school. We all went to Catholic school. But all of our parents back in the day paid $2,000 a year, which would be because I'm 50, so about I don't know 40 some years ago. That was more like $5,000 a month to send your kid to school with today's economy. So my parents paid a lot of money. My dad worked 3 jobs to send me to this private school. And I get it. There was one lady that had all of these different. She had all these different outfits. When I didn't get good clothes because we had to wear uniforms, and the uniforms were expensive. Back then, my mom paid like $300 for the year for me to have sets of uniforms, and that was a lot of money back then to have to pay out because times were different. Now it would be $600. It'd be double. So I didn't get a lot of clothes. I lived on hand-me-downs. And I used to have friends that their parents paid $3,000 for their clothes. And they were rich. We weren't poor, but they were poor keeping me through school. I'll tell you that much. And these are the people that fall first because all my friends that were super rich, now their kids are either on drugs or they became on drugs. One of them died, and just a lot of crazy shit happened. And these were like the top elite people. And they're having some pretty messed up lives right now. But I'm actually the only one out of our group, which I like to call us the Brat Pack. When I was growing up, there was about 3 or 4 of us. I was like Molly Ringwald. I was the poor one. I guess you could say, because I went to Kmart on a blue light special, but I kept my head up. Even though, sometimes I got the clothes I couldn't afford, people donated to me when I was at a young age. I got donated expensive stuff for the time because my mom made sure I didn't gain a lot of weight because we had one friend that gave me hand me downs, and the hand me downs she gave us, her daughter was small, and she said it's better to eat healthy. So I would eat healthy all the time, and I would get free clothes. And they were nice, and then I get made fun of sometimes because people would tell me that my mom didn't buy those from the mall. And I was like, no, my mom didn't, but my mom's friend's really nice. And I'd hang out with her mom's friend all the time. So, I mean, and those people that were mean to me are now, honestly, they're either divorced, unhappy, or the money they have they don't even care about because no one wants to be around them. And one of them keeps calling me from 30. God, I haven't talked to this guy since we were little, and he had such a crush on me when we were little kids. And honestly, I don't have. I'm in a relationship, and it's been like 30 years since I seen him. And then 10 years ago, I was hiking. So yeah, 10 years ago, I was hiking with my one friend, and me and her were just hiking. And we're sitting there, and we went up these big stairs, and I seen him, and I was like, "Oh." I go, "What's up?" And I was like, "Okay." And I just thought it was just weird things you see somebody from when you were a kid, and then it's over with. You know what I mean? And I had my cell phone with me, even though I was hiking and all this crap. You never know because you might have to call 911 because you see all kinds of crazy, or you might die or something, or fall in a river. You never know. So I try to keep one of those, and I'm looking. I did get his number, but it's one of those things. If you don't, you're not going to see that person a lot. You're not going to be hurrying up to call him either. And he got all butt hurt, and he was trying to stalk me on Facebook. And the thing is I'm trying to get all the stuff ready to get my book going. So I needed to have a Facebook. So I got that together. Now he still stalks me on Facebook. So yeah, it is. And then the other day I was checking my groups. He joined my one Chong group, which I don't care. If you want to get a hold of me, honestly, and actually, you would literally have to be over here on live chat, or if you want to send me messages, I do it through my Chong group on Facebook. Because I personally control the Chong group and all the other Chong groups. I don't allow Facebook to bother any of my groups. I am the only administrator on any of them. All the spam and everything goes through me. All the direct messages from those groups go to me directly. So if there's like a digital creator that I feel needs attention, because since I'm over here, people feel that I'm more popular over there and I'm more cool. Instagram's starting to pop off, and I really wish it would because I love Instagram. I don't know. I do come over here to listen to music, but Instagram has the best dog memes. And I always share it to my Chong group, but I don't know, I identify myself as Chong the dog over here because that's what I am, and this is what the career that I'm going to try to pursue for just fun, besides phlebotomy. And then I already have STNA that I'm doing now. So besides all my other stuff, the one thing I want to try to pursue in social media is live streaming because I think it would benefit me in a lot of ways. I really do. I feel that once my book comes out, if people actually liked it, and it might go, because I was working on it for like 5 years through my pretty much through my separation before and everything. A lot of feeling went in all those words. So if it does hit kind of big, I want to be able to, like, if I'm on TV on an interview or just something stupid, I don't want to look like a jackass. I don't. Because that would be so embarrassing. I've seen bloops, like, because a lot of times, like, I grew up at a time where people watch regular TV and they had bloopers all the time. And it was people that were in an interview that just instantly got famous, and they never really was in front of a camera, because a writer, you don't really have a career with your going in front of camera. I don't ever video call people. I've never found a reason to call anybody on video. So I didn't know where to go. But I've seen those when I was a younger kid. I'd come home from Catholic school, and my mom always would have homemade brownies for me and stuff made. And I you'd see on Channel 8 they'd have these bloopers, and it was these celebrities. Celebrities came up quick when I was a kid, and they usually were sponsors, so they weren't really, unless you were an actor, you didn't. And some performers, a lot of times they got sponsored, then they got their, was able out. Before they go on to the crowd, there's a lot of stuff there. So it was like there wasn't a lot of practice. And, anyways, when they got to these interviews, they would stumble on their words, which I did. And I noticed it because I took public speaking for, like, got through private school. I took all these speech classes, and they were pretty fucking horrible. All of them. They were like, because I was nervous. Because I'm not the kind of person that sits there and talks on the phone a lot. I'm usually all about working in business. When I'm at work, I want to work. I want things done right. I want things running smoothly, and I want all the residents happy. And I don't care what's going on in people's personal life at work. I really don't. Unless you're my actual immediate friend, and I guess you're in my inner circle, that's the only time I really care. But I do care about the residents being taken care of. Anytime someone's sick, there's always a chance of dying, and I feel that part of your life should be with people that care about your existence at a different level. People, I feel caregivers have a different, we're seeing the end game. So we need to I don't like people that don't put their personal life aside. They come in acting crazy, saying, I don't want to work short, F this. And then they get vocal and they scare the sick people. I think there should be a war room where people just get upset. They just go in there and they just choke each other or whatever they're going to do. And they come to a compromise, and they come out and everyone's happy and no one gets fired. I feel that would be the perfect environment for every job, but it breaks a lot of laws. But it would help. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I've been sick. My work has been my hospital, I'm not going to lie. I work with some of the best nurses ever, at least in my opinion. I had ear problems. And I've went to a lot of different doctors, and some of them don't know what the hell they're doing around here, or they're trying to take my money. I don't know. First, after the whole polyp that was on there, and I think all this started when they found that huge polyp on my uterus. And then the top got cut, it got drained, and then they didn't give me antibiotics. That's what started. So they didn't give me this antibiotics, and then when I did get it, I had all of this infection everywhere. So I was on antibiotics for 3 weeks after that. And I don't think I was fully recovered, so I ended up with this. I just ended up with a lot of different side effects, and then I was having a lot of ear problems, and I have to pay $60. No, what, $50? It's 60 altogether, but 50 for them to sit there and shoot some stuff in my ear. And then I asked them, when you're at, and then you got to pay $10 for this, for your, you got to pay for the antibiotics if you're lucky enough to get them. And then I went there and they didn't give me any either. So I went to my friends at work and just told them I just can't be there unless they can fix me. If you have sinus problems, it can cause an ear infection. The more she gave me, oh my god, I'm trying to think of the name. I know she gave me a different allergy medicine, like it was over the counter, and then I would blow my nose, and then my ears got better. And I asked her, I was like, "How come I've spent thousands of dollars and none of these doctors have told me this?" And she told me that they want to take your money, and they have fixed me, and this is why I'm back. Because that's why a lot of times I just stop my stream at an hour because my throat was sore all the time because I wasn't given enough antibiotics, and then to get the whole infection gone, and then it would stabilize and come right back. Now I'm okay. My throat actually is not sore today. But I made it to work every day under these conditions because my coworkers love me. And if I needed medicine, they gave it to me when I came in. So the medicine they were working worked, and I figured I got somebody's good medical opinion. I told them I wish they were my doctor, but I'm good now, and I didn't even have to call off work. But that's why I'm back. I was like, I would try to live stream, and I kept doing Snapchats that I'm going to try to get over here. But after I did the Snapchats and shared them to all the social medias at one time, I literally said I'm only going to go sleep for 2 minutes, and I was asleep for the whole damn time until my husband got home. So this is what happened for like 2 weeks. But I did get enough rest. And thank God to the last nurse that figured out my ear problems because I thought I was going to have to go and get more antibiotics for my ears. And I'm tired of taking antibiotics. They make me woozy. They make me tired. They knock me out. And you just get tired of these things. So I'm just letting my body heal itself. And I'm going to wait like 2 more weeks. But I feel my body is healing itself now, finally. Maybe I needed a little antibiotics to kickstart it. And I needed sleep. And I've been drinking these boost shakes and insures and stuff. They're, if you are sick, they're wonderful. This is what I've been doing to support my immune system because I've been almost throwing up on vitamins. And it makes me nauseated every time I take an actual vitamin. And I don't know why. But you drink one of these damn boosts or insures. It has to be like a nutritional, like a meal type thing with all the vitamins in it, and it has the protein, and it will actually fuel your immune system more than those immuno things that you put in your water. Those are crap. I literally had a bunch of infection going in my body, and those immuno things did nothing for me. The only thing that helped me was Boost or Ensure. Like Ensure's pretty much like Boost, and I recommend chocolate or strawberry banana. And I've been drinking 3 of those a day. And honestly, I know it sounds crazy, and residents do this all the time, but it works. And this is why the nurses give it to the patients that have a lot of wound problems because they got to keep their immune system up. So if you are sick out there, my bit of advice, I guess, today for everybody that might be getting a cold or anything is to drink these supplemental drinks because I'm living proof that these actually are helping. Because I thought I had cancer on my one, and it was crazy. I'm just like, I have crazy shit that happens to me, but it's never the big stuff. I didn't get cancer, and it just ended up because that doctor shit gave me antibiotics after all this cancer scare. But this is my life. So I guess it's not a horrible existence. You find out who cares about you in the end when you get this sick. But please drink Boost or nutritional supplements, even if you feel like, or maybe just do one Boost a day. You're supposed to, I found out I was drinking too much Boost. So if you're really sick, if you drink 3 of those a day, it will help you, like taking an extra vitamin. But if you're not sick, they say to only drink one a day and eat your regular food. And I feel it actually has made me healthier. I did lose some weight. So I tried not, and I was losing a lot because I couldn't eat much, but those things were helping me then too. See, this one is actually it says scam likely, so there we go. I'm just gonna hang up on those. If you see a lot of those people that want to take your money, those scammer people, just hang up the phone. I don't ever block them because I enjoy hanging up on them. I feel I get to their psyche when I do this because I don't like scammers and they bother you for no reason. I could be trying to edit a video for Instagram and stuff like that, which I need to because I've not made any videos for like 3 days. But somehow my numbers went in more in the green. I don't understand that. Maybe it took 3 days to circulate. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. And I asked Meta, I told them they had my wrong tax information because they've been supposed to pay me for like 6 months. And honestly, it's not enough money to where I really care about. So I haven't been bitching, but I finally just gave them an email the other day. I actually, 4 days ago, I gave them an email, said that, it doesn't matter. I actually have a job, but I was like, you have all my tax information wrong, and my account's been on hold for a year and a half with them. So hopefully, I got a nice payout because at the time I wasn't sitting there trying to get all crazy over $25 and stuff like that. But I should be at least in the hundreds now, so maybe now it'll help my cause. But they finally got back to me. And they're gonna let me change all my information because I made something happened where it said I was a company, and I kept putting several messages out for 6 months telling them I'm not a company. I I'm not gonna do my taxes with something that says I'm a damn company because if I was, I'd have a car and other stuff here, and I wouldn't be saving up for a car. So finally, they fixed it, and somehow I'm staying up in the green. I never actually posted less, which is weird. Most people will post less when they're not getting paid. But I was like, I'm worried about $25, then there's something wrong with my life. So I just kept going on like another day because that's how I talk to people is through my Chong group. If you want to know, like, because this is what I do, I'm on Instagram with some crazy ass Instagram reels that are funny with animals or people or whatever. Anything I find is humorous, I put over there. And I always share other people's reels because you make so much of your own. Sometimes you just like to chill out and look at other reels, and this is what I do. And I guess technically you would call me a digital creator because this is what we do. I do have some cool apps now. So I've been able to make a little better reels. But sometimes it was so weird with my DaVinci app. I have that, and I put innocent blood in there, and it told me I would there was like some copyright strike or something on there, And I said, okay, I get it. And I just was laughing. You do that with Siri. Everybody, when they get like an iPhone, that I know, they always put, where do I bury the dead body? And Siri would tell you where you could bury your dead body. So it was like an ongoing joke for like 3 years. And then finally, now the iPhones say they can't answer that question. So it was funny. But I did get, they, when I tried to do another picture with them, because I was doing an angel one, I think it was angels in flight. I just wanted a picture of flying angels, and I said I was going to get a copyright thing for angels flying also. So if you put innocent blood or angels flying in your social creator, I mean, in your digital creator, this is what happens. And I find this hilarious because you think angels flying wouldn't be a copyright thing because it's angels flying and it's inspiring, it's happy, it's fun. But no, you can get. And then they said that I might not be allowed to even use the app if I put angels flying. So if you have the Da Vinci app and you're a creator, don't put those two commands in there. I mean, I didn't put it in again because I need it, because sometimes I need specific pictures, and you can use them and you won't get a copyright on any of them because it's AI generated. So nobody owns it. So actually, with AI, technology has made digital creating a lot more profitable. It wasn't before because you had to be at a different copyright. It's all about these copyrights. It really is. And when I share them over here, I already am getting the money from the videos from Instagram and Facebook. So if you guys like it and you go over there and join the Chong group and say, hey, what's up? You know, or it's actual Chong and you'll see me. It's like Michelle Hangs. I don't know how to post that over here. And they're so, I can't, they're kind of weird about posting different stuff when you're being monetized. So I don't want to kind of go on regulations, but it's just capital CHONG. And it has my profile picture, and I have my glasses on. And it's my meta picture because I'm meta certified. And I have my check mark and stuff because I waited a year for my check mark. And I know it sounds childish. I really do. But I love phone games. And I was on 6 waiting lists while I was being evaluated with my reels. And I was always monetized because you just put on your monetizing button, and then it's about how many people want to look at what you're doing at that point in life. So I guess that's where I'm at with that. So, but I mean, if you guys go over there, you can talk to me there, and if you join the group, you get like notifications if I say there's a funny video. And I always tried on my Snapchats to address TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Truth Central, because I'm on all of them. Wherever there's a Chong the dog over on Truth Central. We don't have anybody following us, but I just literally went over there, and Trump is this whole political campaign is the focus, and that's okay because when people do start seeing me over there in Truth Social, then it'll be different, and at least I'll look more professional. And the more videos you have out when people are looking at you, they can make a better judgment about how good of a person you are, or if they like you, or if they like your channel. So I feel it's better business practice. Snapchat, I've been going on worldwide. That other one where it goes to everybody. And I do have, I think I checked, I was 178 followers. And I just throw my videos over there. Some of them from Instagram that I made from Da Vinci that I think is just really cool, or if I thought I did a good job, I'd send it over there, and I send my Snapchats over there. And I just started getting a little popular that way too. But that's all you do over there, and you can make money. It really can eventually. I mean, and it's fun. You go together with your friends, and you get to have some fun, childish stuff you could do, and that's free. Make some Snapchat videos and throw it on Facebook like you did when you were of stuff you did when you were a little kid with some fun stuff. And before you know it, you make money. This is how these young kids are making money on Facebook. So I just do it when my dog's doing ridiculous stuff, or if I feel I had a really good reel. And it can be fun, and it gives fun to the household. I did a Snapchat with me and my husband over at the lake on Wednesday when I was sick, but I was able to walk to the lake. So we both all walked to the duck pond, and I did a Snapchat. But at that time, my dark circles were real bad, and I just had to rest a minute. But I made it up street because I feel when you're sick, you still gotta be moving around, or at least try, or you're just gonna get sicker. So I made it to there, and I made money on that, and it was fun. And then I made it into after I did the raw footage first. Then I did music behind it, and Disturbed, they have a contract with them or whatever over by Instagram, and they have that sometimes darkness can show you the light. It's cliche, but I did that video with that, and then I just said, in your darkest moment, sometimes you see the light, and that was all I just literally said. But it went good. I made money. I mean, it's a great hustle. You cannot. And my one friend, her son wants to be a live streamer over here and do different things. And I said, it's fun, but I told her to tell your son not to get caught up and actually want a real job, because it takes a long time. And you should be able to do multiple things. That's why I like to make my own reels, because you do a dope ass reel, you make money. And now that my account's been on hold and I've been making all these dope ass reels, I'm probably out for a decent payout. And they're fun. They really are. I love this AI technology. I know everybody thinks it's the craziness and it's the devil and this and that. I don't see AI taking over my brain. You got to type it in. And even when you type stuff in, they get confused. So obviously it's smart, but not that smart. And I'm on True Central, which I was told that Eli Musk owns. So nobody's taken over my brain yet, or my house. I know there was a new movie that came out where the house kind of takes over your life. AI is just very stagnant. It goes on the programmer's responses of things that the programmer put in it. So unless somebody upgrades the program, AI is not getting any smarter. Which eventually there'll be upgrades to the program, but just don't put anything next to your head so you don't have to type no more. So that probably would be an issue. That's the only thing I could think that AI would create a lot of problems with. And I can see where that technology would come, like times where, like, if you were tied up, like if you're a military type career, let's say you're being strangled, which is probably common in military and combat situations. If you have AI and they somehow is able to link it to your head, I could see that being a problem. That might take away some of your free will and ability to have decisions. But then it would help you because you would get help right away. So either way you're being controlled, but you're gonna die and be tortured. So I guess you gotta decide if you want an AI inside your brain. Do you want to be tortured and just die and have the freedom to make your own decisions, or do you want a little help and have something jammed in your brain where they can't take it out and there would be like a homing signal on you? I guess that's the decisions I would think where we need to make in human mankind. I guess that would be the viewpoint right there. But we're not that far advanced with AI. If you literally, they have it on Snapchat. If you pay $2 for Snapchat Plus, which is what, not even people that an energy drink's like sometimes $3. It's less than an energy drink to get Snapchat Plus. And they have AI generated stuff, but it's not good AI pictures. But it's fun ones, and you don't gotta, and honestly, I don't see that being very harmful at all. It's like if you want a dog background or whatever, it's very, you can tell it's AI. Those AI, then they have those other ones. Da Vinci, I like. That actually has a lot of good qualities to it. And sometimes those pictures are crystal clear, like you took them. But you literally created it with AI. But you pay, I pay $40 for the year for it. But it breaks it up to like 77 cents a week or something. And then I have a little face swap thing, and it puts actually your face, but it doesn't filter it out too much. It really doesn't. It's just that's why some of them look ridiculous because they literally put your face. They'll take your like picture, like if you do a selfie or whatever, it'll take that and put you in a different outfit and put you in a different country or wherever you want to be. But the thing is if you're not very attractive and you want to go in a bikini or whatever, it looks ridiculous. It really does. So that is not for everybody. If you got a decent body and you're good looking, and let's say you want to have, you're a digital creator and it fits in your reel, like if you're doing something about Rome, like just a Roman city, and you want to put yourself like in a certain outfit over there doing something like that, if you're somewhat good looking and you have a decent figure, it turns out good. So that I do recommend for digital creators like that. But if you need something to fix up your whole body and make your face thinner all the time and things like that, I don't know. A lot of those new technologies don't cater to that like that because they're trying to match your body with your head, and that sometimes that may come off a little bad. I have seen some videos like that, and I'm like, wow. I will do an edit because I can't afford to go to Paris, and I'm doing like an edit or something of me in Paris. I like to see how it would be if I was in Paris doing something and it just appears. And you can get videos made like that, but you have to somewhat look good and have that figure. Sometimes you got to pick somebody that is like around your figure, and most models that they have are like my size or a little smaller. They don't have a lot of full size options in those with that technology right now because they go by what your ideal body weight would be. So that's probably why your scammers probably would do well in that kind of environment because they can literally go in this technology where I make my reels and go and pretend they were in a business office somewhere, and they can literally do a picture as long as their body kind of matches their face and different things, because they always like if they're like a average size, they can make it look pretty real. And I'm pretty good now of of knowing real and unreal footage, probably from just dealing with digital creating for now. It's been about 2 years of learning the different programs, which isn't easy. And then you got to do your own. It's better to do your own writing. Do not use anybody else's words. Do not. Because even if it's only 2 sentences, somebody's getting paid for those sentences. Believe you me, I get paid because I have my own unique sentences, and I do not want to use anybody else's words because that's a direct copyright right there. And you kind of want your own words because we all have a different way of saying something to connect to the people how we want to connect to them. And then I feel if you're copywriting those words, you're kind of being fake. It's one thing to do a fun filter, like if you're in Paris or whatever. I feel that that's normal for a digital creator and a live streamer. I'm no one's there's a lot of people in this realm that are not super rich. It's only the top 1% in America that are super rich, and the people that are comfortable, there's a smaller percentage. So that's just fact of our society, period. And it's okay. That's why you got to learn to live within your own limits and be happy with life in general. Take away the money, and if you're still happy, it's meant to be. Take away the money, and if you're not happy, then honestly, it's not right. Whatever situation it is, especially in relationships. This is where those things really prevail. Take away the money, the cars, the comfortableness, and the looks. Take away the looks too. Talk to the person, find out how they are, and how they communicate, and what feeling you get, what vibe. And if you start getting weird vibes, but they look really good and they got all this money and you still get snared in, this is when it's a tall tale sign that it's not meant to be for you. And these are truths that I had to learn the hard way. So I really have had to learn this the hard way when I was younger. It's with my youngest, with my oldest father. I got real. I guess I felt like he was hiding something, and with the money and the looks, he was great. But if you took away the money and the looks, he was horrible. And I said, maybe we could work on that because the money and the looks are there. And we ended up breaking up 8 years later. If the money and the looks are not there, I mean, if you take away the money and the looks and it's still not there, and if you took away both those factors and stripped that person to their inner self, that's how you do it. And just think of that person of how they directly make you feel. And if it's a bad, not a good vibe, but you think you can fix it, you can't. That's the universe telling you it's not a good decision. That's why I blame myself for certain heartache because it was self-inflicted. That's how we repeat the same cycles. We think we can fix it. You can't fix somebody's path. They got to fix their own path. That's some true shit there. I've been a fixer most of my life with men. I'm always trying to fix. So decided to stay alone for years after my separation with my first husband because I needed to fix myself. When you fix other people, you forget about how to fix yourself. And that's true shit right there. And it really is. So, for all the fixers out there, you need it's better to have solitude if you're a fixer. And you could be a male or female fixer. Usually there's people that are a little more empathic than others. And anybody could be empathic. It's just people that are in tune with nature and people's feelings more. And these days, there's a lot of men that are in tune with your feelings. There wouldn't be so many sad rap songs if men were not in tune to feelings. I mean, that's a tall sales sign. When I was younger, there wasn't a lot of love songs coming out of men. There really wasn't. Cinderella only had one or two, and I remember that rock band. And Poison, they had a couple. There was Journey. They were very soulful. That's why they had more love ballads. But words are a passage to people's souls. If you listen to how they coordinate their words and stuff, you can tell if they're a good person or not. Just like Boston. It's great. They use them in reels, and you make money off them and on Boston still. Some of these, the males sometimes come up with the best love songs. And it's because they're an artist and it's coming straight from their heart. When I was younger, these males were just talking about just getting women in bed and violence, honestly. And it was glorified, with NWA and coming about and stuff. And, it's always fun I was a rebel. I had my mom buy me an NWA CD at that time. And I enjoyed it because it was something you did as a teenager. You were rebellious, and it's what you wanted to listen to. I like to call it rebellious music. Like when I'm feeling a little rebellious, I just listen to that kind of stuff. But that's what the kind of you listen to the symmetry of words. Words, I guess since I'm a writer, I know a lot about words. Words, the way people choose to say them and it can illustrate a story of their soul about how. And then if you ask the right questions, you can get answers because we're all books. Every person's a book. We all have our stories. And you don't know what book, if it's a horror book, if it's a fictional book. Usually I think of people in terms of books. People that would be a fictional book would be the ones you that are lying to you all the time. They always have the greatest stories, but are they true? That's why it's fantasy. Then you have your historical books, which I guess people, if you want to, that are on these would be a historical book, would be your older people at the end game that you ask them how was World War II. I always ask people this. I mean, I've seen people live through the Depression, and I ask them, how'd you live through the Depression? They tell a story and they illustrate a time period, and they can bring a movie in your mind. Because you talk to enough people that lived through the Depression, then you have an idea of the Depression. Like I said, it's a symmetry of books. Because that's what we are. We're one big story. We were meant to do something. For some of us, have an epic ending. Some of us are meant to have families. Some of us are meant to achieve bigger things, money wise, but maybe less family. But you can't be jealous of this because sometimes people that have all the money in the world would have liked a family. This is where the books come in. When you really get to know somebody and listen to their symmetry of words, you can find out what their heart really wants that maybe they didn't get a chance to get. Just because someone has money doesn't mean they would have rather had something else instead of the money. It happens all the time. It's a symmetry of life. But to those people that, were denied basic things, which generally are your victims in life that happen in childhood, victims of poverty and this and that, that's when they finally get a chance to get around to circulate stuff in another cycle. That's why they get money when they get older. And if you stay on the good paths, a lot of times you'll get more money later. That's why I'm not worried. I'm not rich, but there's a lot of people worse off than me, and I feel bad because I feel we should care for the people around us. And if you got a roof over your head and you're doing pretty good and you got clothes on your back and you're able to eat and not get eaten up by spiders at night by sleeping outside and stuff and starving, you're not doing bad. And you can't be caught up in all of this fashion and stuff. I mean, most of the stuff I have is given to me from my friend's teenager's closet. This was from my friend's teenager's closet. And this is from one of their teenagers too, because they're going to throw these in the garbage. And it was clean. She just put them through the washer, and I said I will wear them because you know what? Sometimes you gotta save your money, and sometimes the things. If we passed on things that were nice that we have, and we tried to save everyone a little money, it would be a lot better world out there. I mean, I feel this, but I feel that people are so hacked up on this pride thing that their personal pride, where they feel that they have to go to Starbucks. They can't make their coffee before they go to work. I feel that causes them more money that they really don't need to be spending. So, I mean, that's just my personal view. And if you had like $20 a week extra and you're spending coffee, you could be donating $20 a week if it's doing nothing to benefit you except making you look cool. And I guess if you did like Starbucks, that's fine. But I mean, if people just helped out a little bit, everyone just helped out just a small bit, there wouldn't be so many people that have to help so many at once. Because if everybody helped a couple people, with all the population of people that's living alive on this earth, that's able to help, we wouldn't have a problem. And this is just my personal beliefs. But people don't do it and they get caught up in all that fashion and who's better than who. Because honestly, nobody's better than nobody. I'm just a blade of grass in the universe. That is all I am. I mean, me and maybe the obese man. There's like an obese man down the street. There's someone that's a little heavier, that's not doing well or whatever. There's no difference between either of us. We're on two paths, two different paths, but all we are is a blade of grass and we're fulfilling a story of the earth. That is all we're doing. If you want to think about it, I think of things in terms of books. People are like books. They sometimes, you never know what the end chapter is going to be. Just like in the Bible, the last chapter in the Bible. You never know what the end game's going to be. It ends up with, I think it's the eight-headed dragon in Revelation, where the baby's being eaten and brought, and there's a baby that was taken and consumed by the dragon. But honestly, and that ending, you would never thought that, but could it be just literary symbolism for society tried to, it was us as the eight-headed dragon? That's just a little bit of biblical stuff that I've always thought symbolized the negativeness in the world. And since people have a lot of negativeness against dragons, let me hit this. I feel dragons have had a lot of, and witches have symbolized just human greed. And I think that power out there, that whatever had one person thinking one way to help others, and these how these Bibles get made. I feel that the dragon was symbolism as us as a society, the corrupted people, could be the eight-headed dragon, which there's the eight-sided pentagram that really honestly is the good and bad in a realm. It symbolizes it directly, and it has the eight-headed dragon right in Revelation. So I guess when you talk about the devil and the eight-headed dragons coming after you, it's really symbolizing yourself. And another Bible will be different. In the King James Version, which the Catholics go by, Christians and most, it's eight-headed dragon. The eight-headed dragon is our personal greed and just our negativity to the world. And the symbolism of eight has to do with the symmetry of witchcraft that actually correlates heavily to the eights. That's the eighth positioning of the planet, and the eight-sided pentagram is life and death, which actually makes a lot of sense if you look at it. And that's why I say that a lot of Catholics make the best witches, because eight is very heavy in the Bible. If you look at all the different symbolisms, is you don't have to believe every single word. Sometimes those when a writer writes a story, it's to get across a meaning, and sometimes it's not put there to interpret directly. When I write something on a reel, I'm saying it because I believe it, but I'm saying it in a certain way to kind of make it not offensive, but to appeal to people. And I think this is what happened with the Bible. I mean, people can. I think that's what God thinks, and they say God thinks we're His children, so it makes sense. You're not going to sit there and that's what a priest even told me, because I used to argue with priests when I was a child. I'd argue with priests all the time until they finally called me the devil. And I used to tell them all the time because I needed answers. He said he knew about this other realm. I needed to know. And I think some of the Catholics that got real intuitive, and since they're really good at tapping into all this stuff, because they have a lot of ceremonies, a lot, eat the body of Christ. And there's all these, and then the Pope, one of the Pope, it was Pope John Paul back in the day. He's the one that baptized me. There's a lot of ceremonial stuff with the Roman Catholic, traditional Roman Catholic. So they tapped into all this energy, but you pray and turn it around, which is a beautiful thing. But I think the symbolism for the dragon and my religion is the evils of people. And when they meant evils, I think they meant what we cause our own self. I don't think there's any real demons. I think those monsters are the monsters we create. I don't really, because I've had a lot of arguments with a lot of priests over demons. Sometimes I would see demons, and I would go to the priest and I would ask them why I'm seeing the demon. And they would look at me like I was crazy, and some of them had ideas. And one priest told me that with enough negative energy, you can create your own demon. And I said, "Well, how is that?" And he didn't directly come out and say manifesting. He'd just say you pray upon something that you want, and it happens. How are we to know that somebody's not praying about something negative? I mean, I've seen these satanic prayers over on Facebook. That's no secret, I tried joining the Satan group because I'm curious about the world. And they don't have Satan groups over here for me to get questions with. This is only on Facebook. So I tried to get in this group, and I thought they kicked me out, and I was sad. But apparently, they must have brought my membership back. But they got a lot of prayers similar to Catholics. And a lot of their stuff they have for invoking dark spirits, which I studied these because apparently I thought I was kicked out, but I was suspended from the group for 90 days. But, anyways, a lot of these ceremonies they have are just taking the energy and utilizing it and turning around to manifest something else to cover up and take away someone else's manifestation. If you get to the nitty gritty, and I get them all the way, and I love it. I love their little pictures. They're hilarious. So I honestly do not think there's demons. I think these demons are just what we envision and we're creating, and certain things deceive you because they're there. They do things do watch you from time to time, but they can't do anything until you allow them to do something. So they try to scare you, and they feed on your fears. And when something that's not right is feeding on your fears, it's like a visitor. And if it can scare you, it gets enough energy to manifest a little bit, just a little bit. And then the next person, it tries to get a little bit of energy to manifest a little bit more. It always has an ideal destination, but it wants to be more powerful when it gets to the last person. And then by the time this demon presents itself to you, it does have a lot of energy. And I've had a couple of them bother me. Thank God it was only one at a time, but it takes them a long time to get energy. But really, all they are is energy. And if you think of them as a ball of energy and all the people they stole energy from, you're not even afraid of them no more. Because when I do see demon, I'm like, okay, you got no power of your own, but you took it from terrifying this many people. And, or just not even, and then after a while, if you say they terrify enough people, they can get just these certain visitors can get a little power from people that follow them also. So you just sometimes they try to come as your friend. That's why they do that, because they're powerless. That if they need your energy, if they didn't need your energy, they wouldn't be visiting you at all. And then I think they go back, because I'll see one that isn't even that powerful and looking at me crazy, and I'd look at it and I go to sleep, and I just manifest it going home. That's what I do when I see a demon. If you manifest them going home, they go away. But sometimes if they had enough energy from a couple people, and you try to manifest them going home, they'll go home and they'll lose a little but they come back. So when they come back, honestly, when these spirits are coming back and you keep telling them to go home and you envision them going home and not coming back, you're stripping them from power. And I feel this can be applied to a human situation in your lives. Because if you could do this with a demon, I feel that you could do it in with like somebody that's, what do they call it, toxic? If you're in a toxic relationship, and I feel the toxic energy, you can always turn around by not giving it any momentum, not giving it any kind of power over you. And if you could do that and just be hurt by the circumstance, but don't give it power, I don't believe it has any control over you. And it has to go away. And a lot of people get scared and they need other people to comfort them to get through that. And that's where you'd have your angels and stuff. And your angels could be people. They could absolutely be a person. They could, and I believe sometimes angels could do the same thing. You pray to angels enough, sometimes you see, you have one of those moments where someone was speaking through you, but and it was weird. Sometimes you have these moments where somebody says something monumental, then they don't remember saying it. I think those are when angels speak to you, because that's happened to me 6 times in my life. And when I try to tell somebody they said that, they say, I didn't say that. I don't even know what that is. And honestly, I think that is. I think that's why this happens. And then why this has happened to me. And I've had my friends where it actually happened. So I call it the game of telephone. And I think angels do it, and I think demons could do it. And I think they're one and the same. You can manifest something good that goes around and helps people, or you can manifest something bad that goes around and taking you down. I don't know. Yeah, I am. I just like to talk my crazy. I'm gonna talk my crazy talk and how my crazy universe of a day goes. Because I have the weirdest things that happen to me in one day. So I just like talk about my day before in between readings, or it'd be very boring, and I'd have to look like Mademoiselle over here, and then I wouldn't get to smoke pot. But yeah, you could put your question on there. What are for me? All right. Are you like legally separated, or just like separated because you broke up separated? Because sometimes when you break up, even though you're not married, you could be meant to. It's always on a trial thing sometimes. So I just asked that for that reason. Oh, just separated. Okay. Because that would be a whole new different reading if it had to do with legal consequence. Sometimes people that are, you got to specifically ask if you're legally separated, because then that takes whole other steps of finding out someone's true intentions because of the whole legal stuff going on too. Because the law can do a lot to you. And it does. I don't agree with a lot of stuff the law does. I get it that people do bad things, but I feel that they get treated cruelly in prison, and I feel there's a more humane way of doing things than watching people suffer to learn their lesson. I feel we give ourselves our own self torture. Oh, you haven't talked since then. How long has it been? Just asking. Because, I mean, that's a mitigating factor too. I just know because I've been separated twice. And it was from major relationships in my life with the children, so I can help you. It's been, oh, I don't know. I could try to, but 2 years of no contact, if they're not in prison or something, if they can live without you for 2 years, it's not good. That happened with my first love. And we were together a lot of years, and he just did not want to try again. And I pined for him after, because he was my older son's father, and I pined for him for like 2 years. And he ended up getting married and told me that he was trying to tell me in a nice way. So sometimes these things don't go well. If somebody can't stand the fact that you might be laying next to someone else. That's usually a better, I guess that's a better sign, but this is not a good sign if they're in jail. So, but we'll do reading on it. That's just my own personal advice. I'm not reading the cards. I'm just telling you from my life experience. So, I'm 50, so I'm pretty much on the third husband, so I get it. I do. I've been with people for multiple years, so I do get it. So, he's right now, that whole situation, the pathway to it is in the past and it has not moved on, which means it died and there's no more timelines because I see timelines. I don't see a timeline for the future. The old timeline is the only thing that really comes up, and that's a full moon in Aries. And we all know Aries. I'm an Aries. We're Spitfires and we could be assholes. And I could be a nice asshole. And this is what I am. This is why I will tell you the truth, and that's it. So I'm a nice asshole. But he's in full moon in Aries, and this is when an anger complex comes. There was a fight, and his heart turned cold, and he didn't bring another circle, and he wanted resolution at that time, and he never tried to manifest it again. He never tried to start another circle. Generally, that's when you really don't like somebody, but you're trying to let them down nicely. And then that whole situation was around a full moon Gemini and a new moon in Cancer, which pretty much makes sense with a full moon in Aries because the full moon in Gemini is the answers are coming one way or another. Of it's a final thing. When you get a Gemini, they're bigger assholes than Aries. A Gemini will tell you what the end result is, even if it's horrible. And sometimes they got no heart. So that you got that full moon Gemini with it, where it was going to be a bad result, or just a final result, I should say. You got a final card on that cycle. And the only other thing that's sort of positive about that circle was a new moon in Cancer. And really, that's a final card too. There's no that's not an open ending timeline. That's a final timeline. And that one just means that you and the people you care about are safe. So I don't think he's coming back. Believe I don't feel any love for you. I feel friendship, but I don't feel love. I guess love as in love friendship. But if he does contact you, I would not sleep with him. I would tell him to go back to whoever he's having sex with and try to get his life together because then you're used as a piece of meat from there. And no one needs that in their own personal path in life. I mean, you're supposed to be going out there and helping people. So, I'm not seeing much. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? When you see energies, he's and she's, look, I don't see people, I see energy. I just see the situation. I mean, that's why I say I'm transgender and the LGBT community friendly. The situation in there isn't good. Isn't good at all. And honestly, masculine and feminine energy look the same. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, this energy looks the same. She just that energy was very deceiving looking, and I didn't get any good vibes from it. I think you got a good thing coming for you after going through that. So, but oh, it's almost 6. They must be having a birthday party for him at work. But I do feel that from that reading that they've been building something for you, a better outcome for your life. I wouldn't. I wouldn't, but I do feel when I read that reading, just picking up that energy of that person, I can't tell, like I said, if they're male or female. When we're dead, there's no differentiating of good and of male or female. That's something we pick as our mortal self, but I see the inner self. When I see the inner self from the past on that reading, she's not a good person. And I feel that your good luck is actually going to come from that situation. The cycle's on a 3 year. I feel between a next 6 months or so, you're going to have something really good happening to you because she's actually on a bad karma cycle, but it's taken that long to get to her. It hasn't hit her yet, this energy. It's still manifesting, it's still nasty. The longer she holds that energy, I feel she can't hold on to it much longer. She's attention seeking, has been drops on the social media. Maybe that's where I'm picking up from. I'm just picking up a lot of negativity. I feel that she's harboring something really bad. Like, I don't know. She's like, it's very deceitful. It's almost like it's more deceitful feeling than when I'm over on Facebook with the Satan group. So this is saying a lot. I think those Satan people are a little bit nicer than her. Yeah, I just pick up a lot. That really made me uncomfortable. I feel whatever she has coming, I would honestly get a quartz crystal and I would start manifesting. What I do is I got a moon opal, but because I connect with it more. But a clear quartz, keep it in your pocket. Put holy water on it. Say any prayer. It doesn't matter. It could be the Serenity Prayer or any prayer you give your energy to. Keep it in your pocket and you just ask whatever God that or whatever you pray to, just say, please protect me. Put it in your pocket since you're a man if you have pockets or your wallet. And it should bounce off the negativity. And I feel that this woman, I mean, I felt a lot of negativity. I feel that something really bad is going to happen to her. She's going to lose something that she really wants, and I don't understand. It feels like it's I feel like it's some kind of person that she's putting over you. It's really weird. She's trying to poison somebody against you that you cared about or was friends with or something. And she's willfully harassing them for them not to like you. And it's an ongoing battle. And I feel she's literally pushing everybody away and everybody's getting tired of it because this person's not stopping. And people are trying to be polite, but they're getting tired of it. I feel that you're going to, in the end, win. I have been a victim of this. My younger son did this to me. without the social media. I actually do this back to them with the social media by telling the truth because sometimes they're little assholes. He did this with his girlfriend, and my older son had a had a wedding, and he decided the one girl that wouldn't leave our house, and he did a lot of crazy shit. His 18th birthday, she literally told me that I was not going to have my 18th birthday with my younger son, and she won. I did not have the 18th birthday, so I just put the truth out there. And I mean, I do this to my kids, but I actually do it because I love them for to show their self awareness. But she's doing it just to be mean to you. But he's having a lot of bad voodoo happening to him because he chose a girl over his mother. I feel that this girl that's talking about you has you were a really good person and she chose somebody else to believe, and she's trying so hard to believe a false truth that it's killing her every day. I mean, the truth is true. When you wake up, the truth is always there. I live within the realm of truth. She believes in the realm of lies, which is the realm of negativity. So I believe every day she wakes up unhappy but puts on a fake smile. Because people like me and you, we persevere in life. We're the ones climbing up to the top, and the people like that are falling to the bottom. I would keep doing what you're doing, and if, you know, I feel you're an artist. Sometimes I can't pick up the exact profession. I feel it's words, but words could be rapper, it could be writer like me. I mean, I'm trying to get subscriptions over here to get a computer because my older son's being a jackass because his wife. I have a pad at my house, and if you subscribe to my channel, you know I love my dog. My thumbnail is of my dog. I would die for my dog. She came in my house, my daughter-in-law, and said my house stunk. I was sick. I haven't been on here. I mean, I've been saying I was sick for like 3 months over here live streaming. I had blood poison, all kinds of shit from just medical stuff. Nothing that no one did to me. But my dog, I allow him. I have I have a big apartment, and I can afford it all. So I gave him the whole living room, and I went to Walmart and I got this rug. It's for potty training, and I never took out the pad. I keep it when I'm sick. They did a surprise visit and told me my place stunk. And I pay a lot of money to stay in my apartment, and I never miss a payment. And the thing is I pine saw my floors every day, and she's told me my house, and then she's going around saying my house stinks. But she is on TikTok, and I'm not even allowed to say what kind of her live streaming name, because if I do, my daughter-in-law, it's then I'm taking the not high road. So I decide to take the high road, but she dogs me all the time over there on TikTok. So I don't fuck around with TikTok like that. I do have a couple friends that I talk to over there on TikTok from my childhood, but that's it. But I understand your pain because she's over there talking crap and about me all the time on TikTok. But she came in my house, literally said my house stunk, and I was sick. I mean, I couldn't. I was so sick. I had dark circles and everything, and it was Christmas, and she done this shit on Christmas, so I get it. And occasionally, she does live stream all the time. She does for the LGBT community, but sometimes she talks crap about me. And I honestly decided not to entertain any of that If people want to follow a blind leader to all her chaos, they can do this all they want because I am not blind. And the people I get are the people that are real because I literally I'm over here and I know my focus is animals and I'm not letting her get the best of me. So don't let her get the best of you. Because my daughter in law is horrible. Horrible. And now she's pregnant and horrible. Which I want to say her name so bad and destroy her little glass house. But then I got to think of the consequence. And we're on social media. So we have to be mature. But I guess my advice is if you're live streaming or singing or doing a song, if you do a diss, or if you're like me, live streaming now and just don't mention the name, mention the situation and not the name, and just don't react in the way that she wants you to, and that bothers her more because I think she subscribes over here because I hate her. I hate her little guts because she made sure I wasn't able to go to my own son's wedding. So, and I told him that on the phone, and I hope it was on speaker on his end. And I'm not letting her steal my happiness. So I hope she's listening now. But it's okay to stand up for yourself, but just don't give in to them. Because the people that follow the truth and really like you will see beyond that and see that she's an idiot. Because she says I'm stupid and I'm a horrible live streamer and she's better than me. And I don't believe her. I mean, you guys subscribe to me and listen. And I think she's jealous. And I think it's the same problem with your situation. I think that that girl's jealous of you. And you know what? That means that you're doing something right if someone's jealous of you. Because I told my friends at work this whole situation about her being on social media and bothering me on social media and stuff, and they said it's because she's jealous. And if someone's jealous of you, you're doing a little better than them. And people don't like to hear about people's, especially if they're just putting people down all the time. People don't like to hear about that. And even if they're listening because it's somewhat entertaining, they're going to stop listening. This is what happens on Instagram and Facebook all the time. They had all these live streamers that came up and made lots of money, and then these live streamers that it just died off all the same. I mean, I think the only one that's really that hit big that's still going good is House of Bullies. But it was funny because, she had a bunch of kids and she had the camera set up in her house. It was like a little reality show. But she's funny. And she's real. She's not gorgeous, but she's a mother. And it just, they had the cameras going. She's still going because real people that don't lie are the ones that are always going to survive. People that lie and are not real will crash and burn with their lie. And this is just something I made up. So, yeah, you can get a read. I was just helping my friend, because when you're in social media and you got people talking crap about you and you're trying to make a difference in the world, I'm trying to help out dogs. I mean, she's just out there trying to help herself get $100,000 house. I'm actually over here trying to help out dogs because my dog was a rescue and I love dogs so much it hurts my heart that people hurt them. And I honestly just want to help the dogs. She's just doing for greedy reasons, and I feel that that's why no one really follows her, even on TikTok. All right, you want to know your love interest current feelings towards you because these are stuff that the energies I pick up. So I will go and do that. But yeah, thank you for being my first social media person. Generally, I don't get social media people. I did get a doctor though. I do meet people over here that I would never thought I would ever meet in my entire life. And if I wasn't on social media, yeah, you can. Sometimes I when I actually have the font bigger on my phone because I see my text messages better. I'm half deaf and sometimes I need my glasses to read and it's real small print. So this is why I said I should be dead in the universe. But somehow the universe brought me to YouTube and you guys. So it's not done with me yet. Sometimes I wish it was, but it's really not. So I guess it's meant to be my relationship with YouTube and the people on YouTube because I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't. And I just never, it always surprises me, life. All right. Your feelings towards the person that you're asking about, which I can't, like I told the last person, I can't tell if they're male or female. I really can't. Energy's energy. All I see is mixed energy. Their energy, I always thought it was auras, but energy has a different color. Their energy's gray. All I see is gray energy. I don't see white energy at all. But they are on a new moon in Cancer, which just means that they're worried about themselves and their loved ones right now. So I don't know. It's all I see is gray. It's neither good nor bad. It's just like an in between thing. You could be, there's a lot of negative and positive in this person's energy right now. That's all I could tell you. But the person that you care about that you're asking about is surrounded by a full moon in Virgo and a full moon in Capricorn, which would explain the gray energy because a full moon in Virgo is just pretty much you have low self esteem and you're just going through things. So it's not a bad card. It just means you're struggling about something. It doesn't have to always be money. It could be relationships, it could be emotional, it could be anything. But they're going through a personal struggle neither either way, which probably turned the energy dark and they were already somewhat light, so it turned it gray. That explains a lot. But they're also surrounded by a full moon in Capricorn where and this is whatever cycle there. I feel the cycle is it's something from 10 to something. And they went through a bad cycle because they had to learn from an experience. Because you hurt another, no matter even if you reform yourself, you have got to go through the whole healing process. So I, I want to say it's a girl, but I don't know for sure. Could be a transgender person, could be anything. I do pick up somewhat of a feminine energy, but sometimes that could be just a high emotional cycle also. But it's going to end. It's going to come to a closure, and then she's probably going to hit a balsamic moon. So I feel that she doesn't know what her feelings are, I guess. That's what I'm picking up. And she's in one of those periods where she's going to try to find herself. So I would just say let the universe take care of it and maybe just try to do whatever you can do to maybe just for your path of self happiness. There's always something we can do to work on ourselves. So that's what I have. That's all I get from that situation. But I'm on always on a self thing. But yeah, I'm glad you come and support the dogs. This is why I'm tarot reading for dogs because I'm not as I can't do what Chong does. I mean, I did have I'm gonna send the Snapchat over where I did Snapchat earlier when he had his T-shirt on, but that only goes so far. The dogs need surgeries. Sometimes they're like $10,000 for this treatment, and for me to really help a lot of dogs or even 100 dogs, I'm gonna need money from somewhere. So I'm hoping between subscribers and maybe collaborating with a couple animal groups, the dogs might, if I do get a dog, and I'll be able to actually help him. Because by the time you get the dogs, that there's a leg broken, obviously, or a tumor or something, because people don't give a crap that are doing this to the animals. So there's a lot of money involved in one animal rescue. So this is what I'm up against at Chong the dog, because Chong's a lucky dog. He got rescued at 2 months. So there's no luckier thing than that. He never seen or the abuse, but what about the puppies that have? What about the people that have? I mean, I would like to start a whole organization for animals and people. Honestly, I think it would be best, but I'm going to need a lot of money for that. So maybe my word can inspire someone else, and maybe it could be a chain reaction like a domino. That would be nice, and then I could die happy. And then if I just made to Disney World one or two more times, that even would be better. Because apparently I'm going to live a lot longer than I thought, because everything came back benign with polyp, and there's no cancer or nothing like that. Now it's just down, I'm crazy. Oh, I'm good. That other person that was waiting for their reading could come in and give me a question. Yeah, I'm good. I'm better. I'm way better. I don't. After an hour, I'm not passing out and taking a nap. I was just streaming a little bit and going to work and sleeping for the past 2 weeks, but I'm better. I'm way better. Thank God I work in a hospital, so I can get sick there, and there's always somebody with a lot more education than me that can help me. This is how I've been surviving. But now I'm able to sit, I'm able to talk longer, I'm able to have my mind with me, because I thought I was passing out, and I was having fever for a while too. So thank God I'm over it. What does this say? Next actions of this person towards me in 2 weeks. Is your father a guardian angel? Oh yes. Thank the universe. They're the ones that sent all these nurse practitioners for my work to me. I got free medication. They actually was able to I didn't have to call off one day from work. My brother actually went to a car race because I'm on weekends, and my neighbor just said that she wanted to help me, and she always does help me on weird stuff like this, and she made sure I made it to work. So not one day I had to call off. She even helped my ear problems. So I don't know. The universe really wants me alive. It's the universe surrounds me by people all the time that help me. I don't know how long they expect me to live. I've been alive so long. I don't know. Sometimes it's bad. Sometimes you live so long, you see so much. It's hard to keep seeing things. All right. Guardian angels. I guess that question. They're a very secretive organization, I will tell you this. They run by binary numbers, guardian angels. And generally, they're in places. Sometimes they're in poverty places, sometimes they're not. It's always with the people that are in the most need is when a guardian angel's around, and there's a lot of binary numbers. And when I say that, it's always single numbers. Like you'll see a lot of seven, it's 1 through 9. You'll see multiples numbers, and usually angels, you'll see a lot of numbers like that, and they're in fours. Trinity is the 3. That's beings of other powers generally, but angels deal in fours because that's just what they are. Their circles are 4. So if you're, I would actually see your stepfather's birthday and look for sequences of 4s. And if you see a lot of sequences of 4s or sequences of 111, generally it could be a sign that they are an angel that came down to help somebody. Because that does happen occasionally. You got to be a special person to be helped a little bit more than the others where they feel that you need the extra help. So that I can say about it. So that's the answer to that question. All right. Oh, I'm glad I'm feeling better too. It is no fun. Oh my God. It is no fun being sick. Being sick is awful. Okay. Now I'm down to Karan. Karan Agrawal. It probably sounds a lot better, that name, when it's said pronounce it. You saw 666, and maybe you're around angel then. Honestly, single numbers represent an angel. They really do. They come down and it goes in 4s and 3s. Anything that's demonic's always in double because they have to, when they're gaining power, a lot of people aren't worshiping them, so they have to gain it by another person, where they got to pick up another frequency, which takes 2. So if you're dealing with some demonic, it always runs in 2 numbers, which would be after 10. So when they say 666 is the number of the beast, it's really not at all. So it's just an angel number. It's what evil tells us, the negativity, that it's the demon, it's the devil. It's not, it's an angel number. 666 is an angel number, 111222. It's like a dial up to heaven, I like to call it. It has certain coordinates with the solar system, and these are what's associated with angels. I want to say what's associated with a lot of demonic is 18 and 88. If you see a lot of 18 and 88 all the time, generally it's a sign of demonic activity, but it has to be that number. But yeah, if you're seeing those numbers, it means the angels are trying to watch over you. I mean, honestly, I tell people not to pray for me because the universe has a special interest in me. Because I'm one of the people that would like to one day die in peace, and I'm not afraid to die, and I'm okay with it. But the universe makes sure no matter what, I'm always coming back. So that's why I tell people not to pray. Because I'm meant to die just like anybody else, and I'm okay. And that's what it is. and I'm okay with it, and the universe makes sure I'm where I need to be when I need to be there. And sometimes, if you have that attitude in life, nothing bothers you. And honestly, it doesn't. Once you've had a meditation and you've made peace with your inner self, nothing nobody could ever say will ever bother you. And it's crazy, but it is absolutely true. Absolutely. So I guess, that's just life. So, but I got you, my friend, for general reading. You're in a void course moon, which means you're on a path with somebody that you're trying to help, or there's something like a help type thing I'm picking up, and you keep trying to help her manifest this thing, as everybody's saying. I like to say pretend a different situation, but I guess we're saying that the proper word's manifestation, so we'll go with that. You're manifesting something and trying to help somebody, and it's telling me that there you got a void course moon, which means that person's not going to change. And sometimes that people do not change because they have to get hurt in the same way that they're running from to learn the truth. I guess that's the universe's way of teaching you the hard way. Or like my husband likes to say, fuck around and find out. So either way you want to look at it, that's what it means. Your third quarter, you're surrounded by a third quarter moon and a new moon in Pisces, which is very good because you're trying to do a good deed. And sometimes when you do good deeds, or you're just trying to be a good person, there's always that person that's there to test you, to make you not want to do good things. That's what negative people do. They make you want to stop. They make you want to they're real jealous and they lie to try to get you to stop, and then the jealousy gets to the point where they got to be separated from you. Sometimes this happens too. It's happened to me many times in my life, friends, and it is an actual thing. After 50 years of living, you find this out. So, and then, like I said, you got third quarter moon, which is okay. That just means adjustments got to be tweaked. And what is a big project without an adjustment? That's a good card. It means it's going to be final and stable, and you're going to be happy when adjustments have to be made, and it's not going to go away tomorrow. I mean, what's the worst thing in life? To get things without that and then have it taken away. It means whatever you're getting is not going to be taken away. And you're also surrounded by new moon and Pisces. And this is to meditate and contemplate. That's okay. Or manifest, whatever you want to call it. I think manifestation is the same thing as these. To me, it is in my mind. But I guess maybe in the book version it isn't. But I guess just manifest. You've got a really good reading in whatever you manifest to try to get your own personal happiness. It looks like it's going to actually come through, and they're going to allow it. Sometimes your karma, good karma, is blocked a lot. I will say this, my friends. Good karma could be blocked from something you did shitty from years ago. So sometimes you gotta be a little careful. You really do. I try to treat others as I want to be treated, just like the Christian way, because if you don't sometimes, and this karma thing comes around and something went a really bad way, This is honestly what happens, and sometimes you get a lot of drama thrown your way to teach you that you shouldn't have done something to somebody else because it happened to you, and everything reverses. And when that reversal happens, it can get really ugly. So it's always to be on when the victim sometimes, because if all the bad happens to you and then when the reversal happens, you get the super good part. And that's happened to me a couple times. I got the super good part. So I'm just saying that from personal experience and not because I'm talking to spirits and this and that. I talk about stuff I could see and or things that have happened and things I could prove. And these are the things I could prove that have happened. Just like all this bad stuff that's happened to me now, it's going to turn around and I'm probably going to get more views on Instagram because of all of the trauma that people have tried to cause me. And it's just true facts right there. When you try to cause people sorrow or trauma, I like to call it, like trauma of talking shit, all this comes right back to them. It might, and so far it's been taking that. Yeah. If there's no action in 2 weeks, Canoe, I mean, they could be thinking about it. And the thing is, they got free will. They got free will. They really do. Free will goes. It goes both ways. So, I mean, if they do go away or don't talk to you, you're probably gonna get somebody else that comes along that's just as good or maybe better. As long as you were the good person and they just walked away. So that, I mean, I can't predict how long someone's going to take or if they're just going to change their mind because really that's their will, their free will with God. I mean, just the fact that you're able to love somebody just proves you're not a horrible person. Because if you really truly didn't love somebody and you're not capable of love, it means you truly are too dark. So that's true facts there. So, all right, well, let's see what's in your one here. All right, let me see here. Okay, and then I'll get your question here. My other friend. Oh God, I can't see over here. Or Crean. I think it's Crean. Well, let me do his really quick. In 2 weeks, I see a supermoon path in 2 weeks. This just means emotions are going all over the place. It's still a 50-50 in 2 weeks. They haven't made a choice. I feel even in 2 weeks they haven't made a full choice. I mean, I feel there's a line of deceit where they're hiding their true emotions because they're trying to figure it out for themselves. And in 2 weeks, I see the same. They got a supernova there. And they do still in 2 weeks have a full moon surrounding them, a third quarter a moon. The full moon pretty much tells you give your sorrows to the moon and get rid of your negativity. That's pretty much what it is. That's what every witch does. They just give their sorrows to the moon and they get rid of their negative energy. And it's calling for that because this person's holding on and harboring guilt and I don't know, just guilt and just a lot of stuff. I want to, I don't know, it's not really dark intentions, but it's hurtful intentions they're harboring. I think hurtful is a better word, though, of their energy in 2 weeks. And they're surrounded by a third quarter moon where adjustments to the situation are required, and they're still not doing it. So I think they're still going to harbor resentment in 2 weeks. That's what I'm thinking, Canoe. So, I mean, you want to stay away from people harboring resentment and just not talk to them. I have found this to be a better practice, and sometimes if you don't talk to somebody that has harbored resentment for long enough, you'll have a way better relationship in 6 months of no contact. And sometimes you meet a whole lot of people you like better. So, I've been through this personally recently. This is why I can tell you that. It wasn't romantically, it was other types of things, but not everything's romantic in your life, honestly. But this has happened to me recently. Somebody was just being very deceitful to me and stuff. I stayed away and I've been nice. And they literally had all this bad luck happen to them. So distance was better. So, all right. So, what should I do? Should I have? Should I leave them or give them a chance? My advice, reading that energy, I would let them go. I would let them go in a nice way. I would tell them if it was me and I was in your shoes, I literally would just say to them that I got to reevaluate myself, and I want to know what the whole points of before I make a decision, because you got that right as much as someone else. You're your whole person. You can they're not don't let people judge you. And don't let people run you down and give opinions of yourself, because I would honestly not give someone a chance that thought that, and just see how they act when you say you just need a little distance for a while to think about how things are going to go. And really think about things and let the universe show you the real answer. Because the minute you say that and you just say, I need to think about things and just give me a little space and just see how things present themselves. I did that yesterday with my husband. This is how I know this. I'm not just spewing out advice because I heard it from somebody. I was in my head and I was upset, and I said I was going for a walk. And I just told him, to do whatever, I'm going here. And I guess it was kind of a fight because I just didn't give a fuck at the moment. And I let him go. I just said whatever. He was angry about work and this and that. I let it go. I just said, you know what? You do what you do. You want to take all this negative energy on me? I'm going down the damn road. I took my dog, my Chong, and I went down the road. And I told him I didn't feel like coming back. He came running down the damn road after me. So sometimes you got to do that to show your dominance. You do it with animals all the time, or they're going to run right over you. You do it with cats, you do it with dogs. Humans are no damn different. You got to show dominance. You got to say, you can't sit there and say these hurtful things to me because I don't care. I know what I am. I know my self worth. And you got to see how they react to that. And if they react and, man, shit, I fucked up, then only then would I accept them back and help them. If you did all that and let's say it was only for a couple hours and they did something like that to you, And then they try to later on say if they did something messed up and didn't want to talk to you, and then all of a sudden give you a story, say if you really cared, you would have been there at that moment. Because that's when the universe shows you the truth. And people try to lie saying this and this and that happened. And this is where people catch themselves in life. So if it was me, I wouldn't. I would do it on trial basis. Because if you don't love yourself, who else is going to love you? And this is true shit right here. Because if I didn't learn to somewhat care about myself, why would anybody else care about me? That's how life is. And people try to feed off of your energy because they don't really care about themselves. So that's the truths I've had in life. So that I can give you. I mean, I hope it helps you. But you got to empower yourself. Surround yourself around your own personal power. Surround you by the light. Imagine light always around you. You know, and if you have like a favorite crystal, put that with you and imagine a light always around you. And things don't really, they bounce off you more because you're empowering yourself. People want to put you down because they don't want you to empower yourself. I always empower myself because I don't give a damn. If you don't care, I don't care. And I don't let them hurt me no more. It took me to 40 years to figure it out, but when I figured it out, I've been doing it for 10 years and I don't care. If someone does something crazy to me, I literally don't care. They can go and tell billions of people and I still don't care. I will still come at you and tell you you're still an asshole. This is who I am. And sometimes you gotta be that way. Because that's how people in life fuck with you. And the more you piss them off and the more they talk smack about you, the worse, the more it makes you look good and them look bad. And I have lived by this my entire life. I just wait and I just let them talk, let them do whatever the hell they want to do. And I stay positive over here. I'm in my bubble. All the time there's a bubble I'm in. And I don't come up out of my bubble except for people that are nice. So that's my personal advice about all that. Stay in your bubble, empower it, get yourself a quartz crystal, put some holy water on it, or, bless it, put it by your windowsill, keep it with you, and empower you with a white light all the time. And I guarantee, no matter what situation it'll be, it will turn around. The impossible will happen. It'll be a slight difference, just like I went to work yesterday. And I had this horrible assignment with this guy that was overreacting and manipulating me, this resident, just causing me problems. And I had a nurse and everything going there, and it was resolved. I didn't get in trouble, but I don't need gray hair. I just don't need it. So I just asked the universe to help me out to get me away from him. And I was supposed to be on an assignment. And, I was on a whole other unit on the easier assignment. And then the last 4 hours of my shift, I had no assignment. And it's because of the bubble. I'm not saying it's because of God, or it could be because of God. Maybe when you make a positive bubble around you, you're empowering God. I don't know. But I just pretend there's light that surrounds me at all times. And I pretend it every day. And I always have my moon opal with me, which is a witch's opal, but quartz works good for anybody also. I have quartz ones I use too. Quartz and opals work great. Anybody can use an opal. And I swear to God, the next day, everybody was so pissed. The person that literally would not help me out of this situation when they could have got this person up for 10 minutes had the assignment. And she did not talk to me the entire day because I was so bored. I was delivering food cards towards the last 4 hours of my shift. So that's what I mean about empowering yourself. And you don't have to get in all these religious groups and all that to do it. Just love yourself enough to empower yourself and want to help others. That's all you got to do. And I just think of my happy bubble. When people try to hurt me through the day, I think of me and my happy bubble. And it hurts you for a second. It touches you, but then you think of your bubble. And that bubble goes up and it's gone. It's there, then it's gone. Just like your bank account when you pay bills. And you have a happier life and it's less stress free. So that's really so. Can I use the comments? I don't know what all these damn buttons are over here. Oh, you mean over here comments? What's next? In August. Okay. You mean the comments this way. I don't know. There's so many buttons over here. I get confused up in here. There's more buttons than on Facebook. Live stream and all that. But what's next for me in August? Alright. Let me see the energy that. Chong, what are you doing? Oh, you must be over there. This is a good time when my dog's sleeping to come on. So. Alright. Alright. In August, I see the cycle you're seeking. You'll be in a third quarter moon. And I see adjustments with a schedule for a bit of for like money situations and for personal. I I see just adjustments in your daily schedule. And I see for the things surrounding all this is a new moon and a north node. So I actually see somebody that's going to have a crush on you. I mean, it's going to be a nice person. I can't tell what they look like, but it's going to be somebody nice. And it could go either way for you. If you don't like the person romantically, you could be friends. But it's a gift the universe has given you because so you're not lonely. I do see that. So it's good you're getting a friend either way. If it's a sexual friend or a non-sexual friend, either way, friends are good. I enjoy them both. Honestly, it's good to have somebody a friend that with the sex relationship, and then it's good to have these friends that are like a brother sister thing. That's kind of what I have with it, the one I always call my brother. So I see it's something like that. He's gonna come like almost like a brother type thing where it could go either way. And then you gotta make a choice. And then I see a north node where you're gonna be tested. And you're gonna have to do stuff that you normally don't do, but they're not bad. It's more like learning your inner self. So and I feel this person is gonna help you with your inner self. Which is good. And I feel it's going to be a long life friend. So that's my predictions. So I have one. I mean, if I wanted to, I have a friend I met from work, and I call him my brother all the time. He's on my social media. Oh, you're welcome. He really is. People think we're married, and we're not. We're just such good friends. I know. I talk to my brother, the one I call my brother, more than my husband most of the time. And we always tell each other we love each other. And I tell him that I could not live without him. And I feel it's going to be one of these friends. Because one of these friends are a gift from the universe. Because he's the one that drives me to work every day because I'm going through problems. And I have to work to save up for a computer to get a car. To get, so. And I literally got some from the universe wanted there. Here. All right, what's coming for me in my love life? All right, let's see. Will be future of the relationship. I could do a pathway about the timeline of your relationship, but and the circumstances. But I really can't tell you what he's thinking, but I can maybe tell you about like true intentions. But I never know what anybody's really thinking. It's more true intentions that I see. And those are two different animals. They really are. Somebody that has bad intentions for you at one point can fall in love with you in 2 months. That's why I don't try to detour everyone, and I say even if something comes out really bad, it can come out really good. So, but yeah, I can mark his intentions, but sometimes when there's been cases where people try to kill one another and they fell madly in love 3 months later, and they were meant to be, and they were meant to try to kill each other. So, I really try to stay in my own lane with that universal's decisions because I'm not the all out there and I don't like to just respect that person or that energy that does all this. I really don't. I don't know why it happens, but sometimes it happens that way and I wish I had the answers. But I'll do this one here. It's Battlefield Brains. You know what thing? I like that one. That one's the best. I'm a zombie lover. I like that name. So, and I can pronounce it, so that is great. That is wonderful. I love it. I'm a big horror buff, though. All right, your love life, my friend. You have a dark sense of humor like me. I like that. I have a very dark sense of humor. I'm like Wednesday Adams on the Adams family. That's what I'm like. I kind of had almost a life like this, and I do feel like Wednesday Adams at times. And that's something I would totally pick if I was on a live stream. But I never was on anybody's live stream, really. I just end up just pressing my button one day and just doing them. But one day I might use that and pop up in a live stream. But, anyways, you're in a full moon in Aquarius for that, which is good. It's just saying that you're a really good person and you're attractive and the only thing is kind of having more self-confidence and be more self-aware that you can get somebody good, which is a really good path to be in. That means you're gonna have options out there with this, more than one or two, maybe three or four. And when the universe likes you, you can have 10 options out there, or you could be like a superstar and have millions of options. So, I mean, that's a real good path. I was on this before I was married, on that same path. Anyways, you're surrounded also by a new moon in Sagittarius and also a new moon in Pisces, which are the cards that, in my opinion, rock the deck. You got And Sagittarius is always a luck card. That's what it is. So you got luck right there. I mean, you could probably get on social media right now and start making some ground with a Sagittarius card in your deck. In the new moon in Pisces, I mean, that's pretty much telling you to manifest something that you want to do. So you must be a good person because you went and got three good cards all at once. So yeah, I do see. So I see a lot of possibilities. I see people actually. I see 3 to 4 possibilities for you soon of actual people that are nice and good looking. Because I mean, who wants to? I mean, if you had your choice, it's better to have sex with somebody you find attractive. I mean, my first husband wasn't the most attractive man, but then when I got to know him, he was attractive. Because I don't look at people like that, but the universe sent me an attractive husband, when things went bad. So sometimes if you're a good person and you can look beyond looks, sometimes you get real attractive people when things go bad in your life. And honestly, I see you having a lot of attractive people come your way, but be careful because a wolf can hide in sheep's clothing. These are things that my family has told me, that you think you got a cute little sheep and then that sheep turns on you. And I guess that's real shit that happens on a farm. I guess, and they always say, or don't judge a book by its cover type thing. But I don't know why. Sometimes some of those depression saying, that's an old depression saying from the South, that a hides in sheep's clothing. So I guess that's the thing that pops in my head. So that's what the spirits are telling me about to tell you. There's going to be a lot of attractive people coming your way, and you need to protect yourself from the deceitful ones. Watch for the wolf. So whatever that means, watch for the wolf. Sometimes, I've always been isolated in school, so I don't know a lot about real life issues when it comes to like going places and dealing with people, because that's not who I am. I stay at home. I spend way too much time with my dog and how I'm going to rescue every dog in the world. And I see dead people, so this is my life. And I'm okay with it. I am what I am. But that's what's coming to my head. So it's good that you're going to be able to sleep with attractive people. And I see you sleeping with a couple people that are attractive. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be at one time over the course of time, but I see it. But be careful who's going to lie to you and who's not. I say study interrogation. Start doing like friendly interrogation with these people. And I call friendly interrogation, if you're not intuitive, is start taking note of what they're doing. Get to know. I know that my friends that go on dates, they can bring up, if you get their social security number, you could bring up everything about them there's an app that you can get, and you can look them up, get their full name, look them up, and then get an app that you can get background checks on people, and it's fully legal because it shows police records or if they done any crimes and different things. So if you're going to do stuff like that, I say do that. Do you want to go to pee? Okay, he wants to go pee. So I guess this is when I always tell you guys this is the end of the stream. This is why. Mr. Chong over here is saying he has to go to the bathroom. And he will lick me to death until I take him. So I guess Chong is saying that this stream is ended because I gotta take him outside. So you guys get to see Chong and his cuteness for the day. And he's so happy that I'm actually home. So, and I'm happy to be home with him. Because I this is like the best part of my day is spending time with my dog. And some people tell me I need to get a life, but what's better than spending your day with a bunch of dogs? I feel that that is the best, happiest day of, and it could be anybody's life. So we're gonna go, and now that I'm feeling better, I'm gonna be live streaming more. So, and my throat doesn't hurt no more, and the husband will be home because it's his birthday and he's getting off work early today. He actually decided to go to work on his birthday. This is how much of a workaholic he is. And they probably got him a cake, and it's kind of like almost 7, so they probably had a party for him. So I'm glad, because I'm glad when good things happen to people that are good. So I'm going to take Chong out before the husband gets home and then celebrate his birthday here. So thank you. All right. Will he marry me? I don't know. These kind of things are like a personal thing. I guess it would depend on the circumstance, my friend, about if that person marries you or not. That goes with their individual culture and beliefs, and when they meditate and manifest and stuff, what they personally want. So I don't know things like that. I mean, some people are just marrying people and some people aren't, but they give they'll give you a wife husband relationship without being married. So, and that's actually okay. If you love that person and they just don't want to be married, sometimes you have to accept these things too. Most people that surround me always want to be married, and sometimes that's not a good thing, but it could lead to marriage. I mean, you never know. I would just be positive. If you got a positive deck, you're usually going to get somebody that will marry you because the universe gives you people that are going to make you happy. And if you being married makes you happy, they're going to send you people that are going to want to get married. So that's what has been my personal experience. So that I believe he will eventually, but he can make that choice to be with you like you're married and not be married. And that's okay with it on a universal level too. So I don't make these rules, but they exist. But I'm gonna let you guys go on because I don't want Chong having to hold his pee anymore. So thank you for the good conversation. I love you guys. I mean, it's been almost 2 hours. I feel the love today, so I don't know. I don't think I'm going to work for the next 4 days. I'm taking me my little vacation, so I'll be streaming more, especially now that I'm not sick as hell. So I'll talk to you guys in a little bit, and thank you so much. And you're great.